Hey, well, I hope you've been well. Hope you had a happy new year, and welcome to 2015. I feel that 2015 is going to be a year of big changes and big catalysts. I see more and more signs pointing toward it every day, and I'll cover that a little bit later. But first thing I want to talk about was uh, this article I came across recently where they had supposedly discovered in a shipwreck some of this mythical metal known as Orichalcum, I believe is the correct pronunciation of it. Um, so this metal is supposed to have metaphysical properties, meaning fantastical properties, things that would violate the laws of physics as we know it. It's referenced in a lot of mythology on the planet, and it's also referenced in Arthurian legend, I believe. I think Merlin talks about it a little bit. I think he talks about it under a different name now. Anyway, this stuff is supposed to be, valuable. Something with these metaphysical properties is extremely valuable. It's not something that you'll find on the periodic table of elements. So if this is indeed that metal, then they're going to want to get scientists on it right away to find out all the properties of it, the crystalline structure, the electrical conductivity of it, everything like that. They're going to want to know. Now, honestly, I feel the military already knows about it, and they already have it. But the fact that this article is being put out there now means that they're starting to give it to the civilian people. And there's going to be big, ramifications from this. I don't think people realize the significance of this discovery. Because first of all, if indeed this metal is found to have these, wondrous scientific applications, it might kick off a whole new era in mining. Because this metal was supposedly discovered on the planet somewhere. Perhaps on the other side of the planet, in Antarctica, where secret things are. But it could kick off a whole new era in mining. It could kick off like another gold rush. Everybody's, going to want to try and find it if it's valuable, and they're going to want to, use it for themselves. But what a lot of people aren't thinking about is how, this mining could affect the planet as in terraforming as it already does, as we mine the shit out of this planet, and it's causing more and more detrimental effects on the environment. And also, another thing you have to consider here is that there are other elements which are even more fantastical and more wondrous to be found on this planet. It's something that a lot of people don't think about. But these elements are there, and they're waiting to be discovered. The periodic table of elements is not completed, and it's never completed, because this is infinity. We live in infinity. Endless cycles repeating over and over and over. So, see, when you think about it this way, you think about the teachings of Atlantis. The teachings of Atlantis are returning right now through the teachers who are taking hosts, human hosts, the energetic consciousness which reincarnates into human vessels cycle after cycle after cycle. You see, it's all really amazingly orderly how this life and everything is. I feel that order has too long been in control of everything. We need more chaos. We need to confront more chaos head on and, confront our worst fears head on, because they really do make us better people. But so many people are afraid to now. And it's discoveries like this that are going to lead to that, see? It's going to lead to people thinking, wow, this really exists? What kind of world are we living on? What kind of wondrous world is this? It's the kingdom. The kingdom of the madness, as the Macho Man used to say. But yes, if, like I said, this is a really good alchemical metal, this Orichalcum. It can have fantastical properties, including, I think in Arthurian legend, Merlin was talking about if you created a sword from it, that it could cleave through just about any type of other material. So, it's a good sign for 2015 of things that are coming out. And we have gasoline as well. That's the next topic I want to cover, was fossil fuels. Gasoline is plummeting. It's almost under $2 here in Washington State. And it's, I always knew within that when gas starts to plummet, big changes are right around the corner. And I see that happening more every day. I saw an article yesterday about how Scotland will be fossil fuel free in, I think, 2018. That's just around the corner. No more fossil fuels? This is just wonderful news to me, you see. Because when I awakened and I realized that, I have an ambition and an ability to create things that, a lot of people thought were impossible. I knew that fossil fuels had to go. That's one of the things I had to abolish. And now I see it happening. And I haven't really done that much either, other than push my technology, plant the seed of thought in people's head that, hey, the military has this stuff that's not detrimental to the environment, such as hydrogen, such as magnetics, such as plasma. Maybe we can start getting in on that. Maybe we should start talking about that more. Maybe we should ask our politicians to start revealing it to us, because they know it's there. And now I see it happening. I see it happening more and more every day. It's a wonderful feeling, everybody. And to all my haters who said it was impossible, all I can do is smile. Hate to say I told you so, but yeah, it's happening. And it's going to happen a lot sooner than people think. So the next one of my life's goals that I have is to abolish debt-based currencies, which, the man tried to do a long time ago. He turned over the tables and said, out with the money changers. Well, that's what I plan on doing, everyone. And I see it happening slowly with all these banker deaths and things like that. But, to really make it happen, you just have to educate people. Just like I've educated people about the energy thing, and now fossil fuels are starting to fade, and more people are starting to think, hey, maybe we can abolish these things. With debt-based currency, it's going to be a little more difficult, because you run into more legalities. You run into more complexities that a lot of people will not be able to understand. But eventually there'll come a point where people finally realize, hey, the dollar we're all using is debt money. It's slave money. The green stamp, that's slave money. It's backed only by the slaves' trust. They keep printing more and more debt. And it's the civilian people, aka the slaves, that have to pay for it. So it's just a matter of time now before the dollar is finally gone. At least, the debt-based currency dollar. That's what I want to abolish, see, is the debt-based currencies. There are other nations that use debt-based currencies, and we must reveal to people the shortcomings of it and the failings of it. It will lead to civil unrest eventually, because you're asking your civilian people, the backbone of your nation, to adhere to this slavery and this corruption and this, debt. Washington tried to warn about it in his farewell address. But again, Washington, he speaks so eloquently, many people are lost with what he's trying to say. But, it's like all these things Washington was saying are happening, and we must do something about it. And that's the last life's goal I have, is to liberate every willing human being to a sovereign existence. Meaning, we don't need government anymore. We have our own system, we have our own organization, we have our own laws, we have our own enforcement, and it's a prosperous enforcement. Everybody knows each other. There's no secrecy, between us as a collective, cohesive unit. It's called a meritocracy. You should check it out, everybody. It's a really, I feel, advanced form of, I can't even call it civilization, because a meritocracy is something that's solid. A civilization is something that is destined to fail. We have to establish new concepts. See, we can't build a new civilization. We can't build a new society. We have to build something new. A meritocracy, something that will last. So, I guess that's it for today. I've rambled on quite a bit, but like I said, 2015 is going to be really encouraging, and I feel really good about the articles I'm seeing every day, the people I'm talking to, and the changes I see even on local television. They were talking about cloud seeding the other day on my local news station, and I even told them, wonderful. I left them all kinds of messages. This is just wonderful. 2015 could be our year, everyone. So, I hope you're all well, and I hope I've given you something to think about. And like I said, I'll have articles linked in my video description for you to check out for yourselves. Much love, and be well.